Good morning. This morning, Kenan and I are up early trying to get Kenny Wayne out the door to work. We're making biscuits and gravy, so just wanted to show you how to do that. Buttermilk biscuits. This recipe I found, I don't know, forever ago, kind of modified it a little bit, and we just absolutely love it. So I'm going to do a double batch today because the nice thing about buttermilk biscuits, or at least these ones, is they freeze well and you can pull them out and use them any morning when you're in a rush. So I'm going to do 3 cups. Remember, this is a double batch. 3 cups of my wheat flour and 1 of my white. You could do all white or all wheat, whatever you want to do. And Kenan will have a copy of the recipe card at the end of this video. So it's a 1/4 teaspoon baking soda per batch, so I'll do that twice. Tablespoon of baking powder. We'll do that twice. Hope you're all having a beautiful day today. The wind has stopped blowing here in New Mexico, at least for right now. Salt. Of course, we always short our salt because we use butter or salted butter. Okay, and then it's 6 tablespoons of butter. So, and then you want to go ahead and this is chilled. It is not softened. And I'll move so Kenan can see how I do this. I cut mine into quarters after I slice them, so I don't have to work so hard in the bowl, mixing it up and breaking it apart. So that was 8 on our way to 12. Ooh. Even just, yeah, a little more butter doesn't hurt, does it? Really? Nah. Cut that. Okay, so you're gonna mix this in until it's in little pieces. We'll probably do this on time lapse because it's gonna take a while. Okay, so I got my butter all crumpled up in there. What we're gonna do now is add our buttermilk. So it's 1 cup of buttermilk per batch, so I'm going to put 2 in. 1. Ooh, I know it's going to be a little bit short. I like to shake up the buttermilk before we pour it out. And 2. All right, and we'll get this mixed in and come back and get you. Okay, so I've kind of combined all the stuff. What we're going to do is we put this flour on here because this dough is sticky a little bit, and it should be. Okay. So in order to get your biscuits to do nice, beautiful layers, what you do is you don't roll them. This doesn't have yeast, so the leavening isn't quite as big. So you're gonna lightly flour between your folds. And we're gonna fold this 1. And again, just lightly flouring. 2. And I'll smoosh that out to a square. And you want to fold 5 or 6 times. If you're feeling ambitious, 7 or 8 is fine. The more folds help you with the flakiness. Just on your biscuits. It's kind of the secret. So we're going to fold. That's 3, and this is 4. And it's getting, as you mush, it's going to be a little bit denser as you're getting it out there. So we don't, well, I don't, when I'm making biscuits, I don't use a round cutter. Just seems to waste a lot of dough and time. And does it really matter if you have square biscuits or round? So I just cut them in squares. So that's 5 and 6. I'm gonna try and get this out to the thickness I want for my biscuits, which is gonna be pretty high because I like tall biscuits. So kind of have it out here, and my biscuits aren't perfect, just yummy. Just go ahead and cut. Okay, remember we made a double batch. So I'm gonna cook half these and then I'm gonna freeze half for another day. You're gonna preheat your oven to 450. And these bake for 10 to 12 minutes. You can kind of see the layering in there already. And those will just make some really nice fluffy biscuits. Homemade, look, that even came apart. So if you do the bang 'em and bake 'em that are flaky or whatever the thing is on it, that's kind of what we're doing here. I even use the funky corners because with biscuits and gravy, does it really have to be pretty? I don't think so. Okay, I think that's probably enough. Maybe one more here. Just want to make sure we don't have a fight at breakfast. So I'm going to stick these in the oven 450 for 10 to 12 minutes. Let me put these in and then I'll show you how I freeze the others. First bit of freezing, you go ahead and put them on a cookie tray. If you try and put them in a Ziploc now, they're just gonna freeze as a big old glob. But if we put them on like this and put them in the freezer for not long, you can do 15-20 minutes. They'll be frozen enough that you can put them in a gallon Ziploc, stick them in those gallon Ziploc. Be sure to date your Ziploc, and you may just want to go ahead so you don't have to dig out the recipe again, right? 450 for 10 to 12 minutes. And that's another breakfast all ready for you. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and work on some gravy now. Kenny Wayne got up and got our sausage all fried up. This is 2 pounds of breakfast sausage. If you find your sausage doesn't have a lot of grease, which is great, except when you're trying to make gravy, you can add butter to it just to get you some oils. I go ahead and I coat, some people take their sausage out. It seems like a lot of work and I'm a lazy cook. So I just go ahead and coat my sausage with the flour to get that roux going. Of course, it's mostly on your sausage, but has the same effect. You want to put in enough flour that you can see it's gobbling up your oils. There. Okay, and now that that's done, you can kind of see, it's still, you can see some oil, but we've got that good and coated, the meat. We're gonna add just milk. We're a 2% family. If you wanna buy whole, so it's a little richer, you can do that. And I just get it like that. We'll hang on to our milk in case it starts thickening too fast. But we just kind of let this simmer. I'm going to add one more thing. Kenny and I lived south of Houston, Texas in a little town called Angleton and got a taste for the Cajun spices. So I just add a little, give it a little kick in the morning. And we will let this come to a simmer and thicken up. Okay, we're gonna check on these biscuits. And look, beautiful. Look how tall and layered those are. And then we also finished our gravy. Nice thick sausage gravy. And that is sausage and biscuits at the Adams Ranchette.
Gravy.
Oh. And I haven't had enough coffee. Biscuits and sausage gravy.